guys, it's Sody here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing another video where I'm reviewing my subscribers' pet enclosures. I've done quite a few of these now and I find them quite fun to do. You guys seem to enjoy them as well. And you guys seem to like this filming angle in my last video, so I think I'm going to try and film this angle more. I think it does look a bit brighter. Basically, I have a hashtag on Instagram, hashtag SodaPetsReviews, and you guys can send me your enclosures through that by using that hashtag. Please note that if you send me it through a DM, I have a less chance of seeing it because I get a lot of DMs, so it tends to just kind of disappear within the DMs. So I would much prefer if you guys use the hashtag. That way it makes it a lot easier for me to actually see your enclosure. And also keep in mind that I really like to only review animal enclosures of animals that I actually have experience with. So if you're sending me something that I don't have any experience with and don't know anything about, I'm obviously not going to review it. I still get a lot of those for some reason. Occasionally I'll review like a hamster cage because I know a lot about hamsters, but I still don't feel comfortable doing that a lot because I'm not like the most experienced person when it comes to animals that I don't actually have experience with. You know what I mean? I'm sure that there's other YouTubers you can watch that do videos on those animals that will be a bit more helpful than me. I'm just here to talk about the animals that I do have experience with and review your enclosures and tell you what I think of them, if they're good or if they need to add something. So yeah, let's do this. Hey, this is a little bit hard to see because it's a video. They say this is a cage for their single male. Single male, I don't know. I'm gonna assume they mean mouse. I don't know what else it would be. And this is an amazing enclosure for a male mouse. There is so much stuff in there. It is really big by the looks of it. I think it might be one of those like IKEA deep tops, I think they're called. I've heard other people talking about them. We don't have IKEA in my country, unfortunately, but I have seen people use this as like a hamster and mouse cage, and that's like an awesome idea. So it's like got so much space to it. It's very long, so they have lots of room to, you know, travel around the cage. This is really cool. I mean, I don't think I have anything to add. It's kind of hard for me to see everything, but you know, you've got like a wooden wheel too. That's cool. It must be hard to clean though. I think it would get pretty stinky because I remember I had a plastic wheel. I'd clean it all the time because my mice would constantly poop and pee on it. So I think having a wooden one must be even harder because it would actually like soak into the wood. Maybe not. Maybe your mouse doesn't pee on it. But this is amazing. I don't think I have anything I need to add. I just wanted to show a really cool mouse cage. And I really love how naturalistic it looks as well. And just full of stuff. You know, mice really do love to have their tanks full of things to do and lots of burrowing space as well. It would be even cooler if you could get him neutered and add some females in there for him, but you said that wasn't an option. Maybe that you couldn't find any vets that could do it or something because not every vet will neuter a mouse, but it would be really cool if you could do that. Oh wait, here's another video. Oh, it is a mouse. I didn't see this. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god. Look at his colors. Aww, I didn't see that part. He's so cute. He's so friendly too. Oh, I miss my mice. And it looks like you made this lid as well, which is awesome. Great job. And here is another mouse enclosure. This I think is the same thing. They said it's an IKEA detolf. I think that's what the other one might have been as well. And this one has 4 mice in it. I assume 4 females. And this is another really great example of a great mouse cage. Like, this is so impressive. There's so much stuff in here, such a great size. Oh my god. Oh my god, that mouse is so cute. Look at her big ears. Oh my gosh, she's so fuzzy looking. Now, I don't have mice anymore. You guys know that I did have mice. That's why I do still review mouse enclosures. And every time I say that, I get comments saying, what happened to your mice? I did explain it in a video, but I guess it was like a while ago now. But basically, so I had 2 girls left after Cornflake passed away. And then basically one of the girls ended up passing away, I assume due to old age because they were getting quite old in age. So I decided to rehome my other last girl to someone who had a big mouse cage full of like, I think it was like 5 other girls, because I decided that mice probably isn't the best animal for me because it was really hard losing Cornflake and Mochi, and I don't want to go through that again. So I think that maybe mice isn't the best animal for me because mice only live about 1 to 2 years and I don't think I can handle that. So maybe in the future I'll be better at that, but right now I think mice aren't the best animal for me. But I do love mice. I do still love seeing your mouse enclosures. I loved having those mice. I just think that I'm too sensitive to have mice right now. But this cage is amazing. Again, I don't have anything to add. You clearly know what you're doing. Is there more pictures on your page? Oh my god. Oh my god. Mango! It's Mango! Oh my god, look at her fur! I don't know much about specific mouse breeds, but I assume this is some kind of oh my god, it is! I assume this is some kind of specific breed of mouse with the like longer curly fur. Okay, this one I'm just confused. This is crabs, I guess, and Ariana Grande. Yeah, I'm not actually gonna review this one because I don't know much about crabs and I don't know if this is suitable. I have no idea. If you guys do know anything, feel free to add comments, but I thought this was kind of funny just because it looks like, kind of looks like the crabs that you just like buy like live from the supermarket. I don't know, I'm just kind of confused, but crabs, yeah. I guess. Like, do you buy them or did you just like take them from the beach? I don't know what's going on, but crabs. This is a 70-liter fish tank. They said they have a few goldfish in there, don't know how many. And also, they didn't say, but it looks like they have also got guppies? Yeah, there's guppies there. Interesting. Maybe 3 or 4 goldfish? Maybe just 3. I don't know. And then also I can see some guppies. One of them is in a bottle. I'm confused. They did not explain why. I'm gonna assume maybe it's sick and they're quarantining it. I don't know what's going on. Now I'm a little bit confused about the fact that they are mixing cold water fish and tropical fish together. Goldfish are cold water fish, so you don't need a heater for them. But they do have guppies, which are tropical, so you do need a heater for them. Personally, I'm not a big fan of mixing tropical and cold water fish together. There are situations where it can be done and you can like make goldfish used to warm water and make guppies used to cold water. However, there's still that risk of them not enjoying that very much. Goldfish are very hardy and they can live in warmer water, but it's really not recommended to have them live in like tropical temperatures for their whole life. They likely won't live their full lifespan. And that's same with guppies being in cold water. Usually they don't really like it, you know. And also those goldfish will eat those guppies at some point because those goldfish will outgrow those guppies pretty quickly and then they'll eat them. So just keep that in mind, that they will become food if you do not separate them. And 70 liters for young goldfish, it's okay, but they will need to have a larger tank soon. They will outgrow it, especially since I believe there's 3 in there. I don't know, maybe there's more, but I think I can see 3, which would be quite a big bio load for a 70-liter fish tank, and I think it would get pretty dirty pretty easily, and they will definitely outgrow it eventually. So I would recommend giving a bigger one pretty soon. I would probably recommend that you go with a 150-liter tank. That should be pretty good for 3. I think they're, oh no, actually maybe that one might be a common goldfish, which is a bit different. They need bigger tanks than like fancy goldfish. So the recommended size for goldfish kind of like varies between different sources, but the main rule of thumb is about 50 liters or more per fancy goldfish. But for like comet goldfish or common goldfish, it's like 70 liters per goldfish. So I don't know which type of goldfish these are, but I do think one of them might be a common goldfish. But you're definitely going to need a bigger tank for these guys pretty soon. Now they are small now, so they could be okay in a smaller tank for a bit, but they will outgrow it, and they will probably be producing a lot of waste, which will probably be quite a lot for that filter to handle. So you also need to make sure to have good filtration. But this definitely is not like a bad setup, but there is some things to keep in mind. And also goldfish and tropical fish together may not be the best thing to do long term. This person tagged me in a few of their enclosures. One of them is a rat enclosure, so I'm not going to speak on that. But actually someone in the comments gave them some really good advice, so I don't think I need to anyway. But for the mouse cages, so this is one of them. It has 2 mice in it. They said that they're using strawberry flavored natural wood shavings as bedding. Strawberry flavored? Is that a thing? I'm assuming they meant scented, right? Because flavored would mean they would try and eat it, which would just kill them. So I'm gonna assume they mean strawberry scented bedding. I hope. Yeah, strawberry scented and natural are not really the same thing. There's nothing natural about wood shavings being strawberry scented. Yeah, I definitely would not recommend you use any scented bedding with mice or honestly any other animals. The only reason they make scented bedding is to benefit people, to make people think, oh, if I get this, it will smell like strawberries instead of smelling like piss and shit, you know? But by using that, you are putting their health at risk because mice and other small animals have extremely sensitive respiratory systems, so you definitely don't want to use anything that could potentially harm them. And unfortunately, scented bedding can harm them, as well as wood shavings in general can harm them. They did not specify what type of wood shavings, but they didn't mention anything about being kiln dried. And the fact that it is strawberry scented already is a big no, so I definitely recommend getting rid of that. You're better off going for paper bedding. I would recommend, like, I think I used Carefresh was the one I used. That stuff was great. Don't get the scented one because I think they do make a scented version. They don't sell that in my country, thankfully, but I know they do have that in America, I'm pretty sure. But also, like, hemp bedding is good as well, and just aspen shavings is good as well. Otherwise, I don't know what size cage this is. It looks a bit small, to be quite honest. They said they have 2 mice in it. It doesn't look bad, but I do worry that it might be a bit small. I can't really tell because they did not give me any dimensions, but just keep in mind the minimum length size for a 1 to 2 mice is about 60 centimeters, but I would recommend bigger, like 70 centimeters or more, honestly, and that way you can get even more than just 2 mice. And then like 30 centimeters wide is fine, but the big thing is length. You want to have a nice long cage for them. And also just be careful of those wire things. You want to put something on there, maybe some fleece on there, because those wire bottoms really hurt their feet. And you want to add more bedding so they can burrow. I don't think this would be enough for them to burrow in. And also the wheel looks pretty small as well. Usually these types of wheels are too small for mice and it can bend their back. These little Spudnik things, I think they're called, these are great. But you could always add more, add some fabric hammocks too. And add some more toys as well. They like to chew on things, destroy things, but I definitely think it needs a lot more bedding though. Like 6 inches of bedding I think is a good amount for mice, like same as hamsters. I don't think this tray would be 6 inches big, but maybe it is. I can't tell, but more toys, more things to climb on. You can hang more things at the top of the cage. This makes me think that the cage is quite small because it looks like that maybe you wouldn't be able to fit a bigger wheel, which probably means you need a bigger cage. And they sent me another mouse cage, which is, I'd probably say the same things about this one. And apparently there's 7 mice in here, but that's because one of them was brought pregnant and had 5 babies, which is one of the many reasons why I don't recommend buying mice from pet stores. That does often happen, and honestly, yeah, I've got the same things to say. It needs more bedding, it needs bigger wheel, especially if you have 7 in there now. I can't see a mouse in this one, so yeah, it does look pretty small now that I can actually see the size comparison. They are burrowing animals, they need a lot more bedding than that. I'm planning after the babies are going to put a boy in the cage and breed them. Maybe don't. I wouldn't really recommend breeding mice unless you're like fully prepared for that and have a much bigger cage than that. Especially if you're going to be selling them to the pet store. It says they are going to sell the babies to the pet store. Personally, I would not sell my baby mice to a pet store. I would not trust them. I would be very picky of who I would home my babies to. But, you know, I guess that's your choice. These definitely aren't like the worst cages I've seen or anything. I do think that like you have the right idea, but there is quite a bit to improve on. And hopefully my tips could help you with that. Oh, this is an axolotl called Jelly Bean. Oh my god. He's so cute. I love his coloring. Super adorable. And the tank looks fine. Like, I don't see any problems with it. You got a nice sponge filter in there. Oh my god, is that a little dog? That's cute. I like the little like dog up there. I like this little cave too. Very cool. I like the plants. I think they are all fake, which is understandable. It's really hard to keep live plants in an axolotl tank. But these fake plants look really nice. I really like them. The only thing I am a little bit concerned about is that potentially the substrate you're using in this tank could be a bit too big and could become impacted on axolotls. It does look pretty big. It looks more like very small gravel rather than sand, I think. Yeah, I would be a bit concerned about that. I really recommend that you only use like super fine like silica sand with axolotls because they can really easily become impacted with gravel. I do think that could possibly happen with this type of substrate you're using, so I would possibly change that if possible. Otherwise your tank looks really great, and I don't think there's anything else you need to add, and it's also 40 gallons, so which is great for an axolotl. You can probably get him a friend if you want, but yeah, that's the only thing I would change. Apart from that, it looks like a really good tank. I just think maybe you weren't unaware that this substrate does look a bit too big, and some very fine sand would be a lot safer. What is this? Oh. Okay. I used to have this. Okay. Okay, I used to have this toy set, by the way. This is the Littlest Pet Shop plane. I used to have it. It's pretty sick. Maybe not for a hamster though. I'm not a big fan of people treating hamsters like toys, and that's kind of what this is. I definitely wouldn't recommend like putting him in that little enclosed area. It's probably a bit stressful, and like putting him on the little hanging things where he literally fell off one of them. He probably didn't get hurt, but it's just like, oh, I wouldn't risk it personally. Oh god, don't let your hamster climb. He's gonna fall and hurt himself. This gives me anxiety. This whole account gives me anxiety. Yeah, you definitely don't want to encourage your hamster to climb like this. If your hamster is climbing the cage like themselves in their cage, it probably means that they're like bored or stressed in some kind of way. And this cage is very, very small. And there's a lot of poop on the ground. No bedding. Whoa, okay, I didn't realize so many people tagged me in this one. What the heck? And I don't usually review hamster cages, but I feel like I need to say something about this because this is not good. These types of cages are just not suitable for hamsters at all. They're tall, but they're not wide. Like, hamsters don't need to have tall cages. They need to have wide cages. This is a winter white hamster. There's not enough bedding in there. Hamsters need like 6 inches of bedding. And those wheels are really small. I know winter whites are small hamsters, but they still need to have the right size stuff. And there's like nothing in there for the hamster to do. There's no toys. There's just like 3 wheels for some reason, I guess. Oh no. Did I take it to the park? Oh, he looks so scared. Now, I'm not an expert on hamster care at all because I don't have actual experience with hamsters because they're illegal in my country, so I highly recommend you watch someone who has a lot more experience than me. There's plenty of hamster YouTubers out there like Victoria Rachel or Munchie's Place. There's some hamster YouTubers that I watch that you can watch as well for a lot more better information. But I do know that from what I understand, the minimum size for a hamster is 450 square inches, and this cage definitely does not look that big at all. Hamsters really need to have long cages, not tall cages, and this just looks very small, and it is a little bit concerning that they're also like putting the hamster in like toy sets and stuff. I wouldn't recommend that. Hamsters are not toys, they're living animals. Please don't treat them like toys. I really didn't know if I wanted to talk about this one because, like I said, I'm not an expert on hamsters at all, but you guys keep tagging me in this one, so I guess you wanted me to see it. But I just recommend you do some research because unfortunately the cages that Little Pet stores sell are just way too small for hamsters, and dwarf hamsters, despite being very small, they still need large enclosures and lots of bedding and lots of toys and appropriate sized wheels, and I just don't see that in this enclosure. I don't know, it does seem like they really do love their hamster, but there's just so much wrong going on here. I'm just being honest, okay? They wanted me to review their cage, so I'm doing it. Okay, so I feel like that's all I'm gonna do for today. So thank you guys so much for sending in your enclosures for me to review. Remember to use the hashtag SodaPetsReviews on Instagram if you do want me to see your enclosure for my next video. And if you guys in the comments want to add anything for these enclosures as well, feel free to, but please don't like send hate to any of these people. I don't think that's necessary. It's not going to help anything. Let's just keep things nice and give people advice, you know? So yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!